Miami traffic is one of the craziest traffic of this country. Of course, there are some other states who are a little bit ahead than Miami, like in California, like Los Angeles. But Miami also doesn't go behind on this ranking, traffic ranking. So, I mean, everybody kind of know about, and Florida being one of the favorite city for the relocation, especially in a pandemic time, this makes everybody think how this city is going to react after like 2022 or 2023, because right now we are seeing so much high influx. People are moving to Florida. Even right now, this city is not able to handle this traffic situations. For example, my husband works in Miami and we experience this every day. He has to put his 2 hours or minimum 2 to 3 hours time in a transportation going one way. Since we are living in a Coral Spring, which is more further north. Many people, that's why don't live in suburb just because of this traffic, because Miami has crazy like hurdles for this transportation. There is only one highway which goes towards north, which is like a 95 north to south, and there's another one is a 75, but the 75 doesn't touch to many of the cities, so majority people use only 95. That makes it so much huge problem even right now when it's not able to handle almost 300,000 cars in a one day. Now let's imagine, because of this relocation, we are going to have more and more people on the road, and the worst part of the city is we don't have any public transportation. For example, like New York or California, they do have somewhat public transportation, so many people don't prefer to use car because there is an option there. But in this case, we don't have much option. Like there are only there is a bus service and the tri-rail service, but only limited to specific cities. And that's one of the other issue what we have in general. So people has to use a car, and more car on the road, more bad news for the traffic. So this is just a background of what is going on in Miami, right? So I guess this situation made Elon Musk think about resolving this traffic. So we are going to discuss what this talk about all this on this Twitter and the news, and how he's going to help us. So let's start this video right now. This is Komal Acharya. I'm a local realtor in Florida. My channel is all about Florida. So if you're looking to know about the issues of Florida, pros and cons of living in certain city, make sure you subscribe my channel and hit that like button. I will love it. All right, guys, now let's start this video right now. I guess everybody know Elon Musk. I don't think so I have to introduce him to you. So he is one of the South African entrepreneur, and he's one of the wealthiest men coming into the play in 2021. And our favorite car, I guess it's going to be favorite car of everybody, like Tesla's owner and CEO of this company. So he tweeted recently about Miami traffic issue to be resolved by making the tunnels, like underground tunnels, locked tunnels. I'll specify more. So to respond to those Twitter, Mr. Mayor from Miami, he also invited officially Mr. Elon Musk to come out this idea and make the city as a prototype. So many of the people had their opinion on this, and it says there was a very serious conversation, not only just Twitter, but actually serious conversation happened between the Mr. Mayor and also Elon Musk.
I've been put on an email with him, and I am trying to get him to come to City Hall or meet him at any place of his convenience, and I think that anytime someone who is as innovative as he is, having revolutionized the car industry and created the most ubiquitous electric vehicle, to make sure that we have as decarbonized an environment as possible, when he proposes creating a prototype for the city, you have to listen. And you should listen, and you should have an open approach to it, because I don't know what he's willing to offer. Maybe he's willing to do it for free. Just to prove a prototype. So for me, I'm excited about having the conversation with him.
And that's what he tweeted again, that he is seriously thinking about doing something, and he actually built one of the companies called the Boring Company. That's the company basically creates this kind of tunnel, and he made this tunnel. Do you think it's a marketing stunt from Elon Musk because he has this company just 5 years ago he has built, or he really wants to help Miami to come out this traffic situation? And I guess he's predicting a lot of tech company is choosing Miami as their second headquarter because of a couple of reasons, like not having the state tax, saving so much money in infrastructure compared to California or some other cities. So a lot of even big tech companies are choosing now to move to Miami. I guess that's one of the reasons Miami is like in a center of the news. Now, on this discussion on the Twitter, many of the experts, they gave some opinion, and I do believe in those opinions. Like, for example, Mr. Curtis, professor from University of South Florida, he gave opinion as like Florida is like, especially the South Florida land is built off the limestones, and that's why a lot of area you even see even the sinkholes happening. The land below is really very soft, and that's one of the worst thing they will face if they are building up this tunnel. Of course, by architecture design, some people believe that can be overcome. However, it can be very, very expensive. So compared to what they built in California, maybe that kind of cost we are not looking if you are looking to build something in Miami. And this takes lots of time. I guess there was one tunnel is built in Miami. There is another professor called Mooney. He's a professor in actually tunnel structuring in a Colorado university for Department of the Mines. So he has opinion as especially the Miami area has a high rise sea levels. This is most vulnerable city. If they are choosing to make a tunnel, then those tunnels can increase this pressure more, and that can worsen this issue. Instead of that, they have to see some alternatives can be done. This underground tunnel, it won't be like a smartest idea to resolve this issue. If you don't know, the South Florida land is like land of oatmeal. It's like a foundation is based on oatmeal, which is like very, very soft foundation. That is experiment happened in a past. Like there are like two tunnels we have that's connecting on a new river in the Fort Lauderdale area, and also connecting the port of Fort Lauderdale to Watson Island. If you see the history of those tunnels, not only it was way expensive, but the time frame to build up, that's not even that big tunnel, is very short tunnel. To build that, it took years. Not I'm talking about just the years, but the decades. So what I specifically know about this is like this was funded on 1987. That time was funded, and recently in 2014 it was open for the public. So that much long time it took just to build up the two tunnels, and this is specifically I'm talking about the Watson Island tunnel. So just imagine if you are kind of generating the tunnels under this Miami city to help those 300,000 cars running on the street, you have to have so many tunnels at the same time. They're talking of the lockdown tunnels. That's more dangerous, I feel, because just imagine if the broken car or the fancy drivers, you will see tons of people in the Miami, like crazy people doing things on the road. How you're going to save from them? Plus the flooding part. Miami, South Florida is so famous among the hurricanes. Like we get the hurricanes almost every season. And flooding is one of the biggest con what we have that we have to face every year, get prepared for it. And that's why the housing structure even not made, having the basement or, like very strong structure they have to make to face those flooding part, or basically prevent the flooding, basically I meant, because the elevation level is so low in all over the South Florida. So just imagine you're building the whole structure, and let's say the hurricane part, if you still build up some crazy architect where you can lock down those tunnels in a hurricane time, what people will do in that time if you have a closed down other highways, or it's crazy. I mean, it's so many factors involved. I feel it's still, I don't know, I mean, he's really going to start this project or not. I mean, that's something we have to ask Elon Musk. However, I mean, I feel, of course, there's nothing impossible, and of course the government will put the budget there and then decide something to move forward, and that would be great if you can resolve this issue by doing this, because even expanding the highways, that's also not an option. The only option many people has discussed while I was researching about this is like making the overbridge. That's something can be considerable. Of course, they have to see what is better for us, for the city, but at least it's a good news that government is thinking about it. Government is expanding, expanding to themselves to out-of-box ideas to resolve the issues. So I hope we get the better solution for that. So what do you guys think, and what is your opinion? Like, what could be the best way to resolve the Miami traffic issue? And I mean, that's really trouble for the people who wants to live in suburb and want have a job in Miami. Because of the cost of living, they are not able to move to Miami, and because of the traffic, they are not able to live in suburbs. So I guess if we can resolve this issue, that definitely helps the overall. Comment me below what you think about this issue and what is your opinion to that. Of course, this is just my personal opinion, just by my doing the research. I'm not in a favor of doing anything like the political discussion, so please do not comment me those kind of comments. However, I hope this video was kind of a little bit knowledgeable to you, and I will see you in my next video.